Hallo. So kom ons kyk vandag na 'n bietjie Engels. So die eerste ding wat ek net mee wil begin is die begripstoets, comprehension test. So wanneer jy 'n begripstoets doen met die leser, is dit partykeer moeilik om terug te gaan en te sê, wat was dit nou weer, en so aan. So ek weet nie hoe vertroud jy is daarmee om met 'n leser te skryf nie, maar wat ek voorstel is, onthou dit altyd. Jy is in beheer van jou eksamen, nie die leser nie. Jy kan kies wat jy wanneer doen, wanneer sy wat moet weer lees. So, moenie skaam wees om te vra daaroor nie. Veral met goed soos begripstoetse. En dan weet ek nie of julle dit so doen dat sy een vraestel het en jy het 'n ander vraestel nie, maar jy kan goed onderstreep en merk terwyl jy besig is. So met die begripstoets, maak vir my so. Dis wat ek altyd voorstel. Laat sy die hele teks net vir jou voorlees. Ek weet nie of jy leestyd kry, waar sy deur alles lees of nie, maar in elk geval, laat sy daardeur lees. En dan luister jy net om 'n idee te kry van wat actually aangaan. En dan, soos wat jy jou toets doen, groepeer hulle gewoonlik die vrae. Die eerste 2 of 3 vrae is van die eerste paragraaf. Dan die volgende vrae kom van die volgende paragraaf. So gaan nou so deur. So ek het nou nog nie die teks gelees nie, so ons gaan dit nou so half saam doen. So why did they need another judge? Moenie gaan dink, ja, ek onthou van wat sy gelees het die eerste keer nie. Gaan kyk. So why did they need another judge? Dan sê hy vir haar, lees asseblief weer hierdie paragraaf. Okay, so Frank was honored to be selected as a judge at a chili cook-off. Okay, so dis nou basies net die inleiding wat vir ons sê, wat het gebeur. The original person called in sick, and he happened to be standing there next to the judge's table. So, elke sin, sê vir sy lees die sin, en dan dink jy, is dit my antwoord? En dan lees die volgende sin, so, why did they need another judge? The original person called in sick. So as jy jou vraag beantwoord, moenie net neerskryf wat soos copy direk van die teks af nie. So jy kan dan skryf, the original judge was sick, of so iets. So kyk na sulke woorde in plaas van soos 'n voornaamwoord, 'n pronoun, so he, she, it, gebruik die regte woord. Of soos hierso person, gebruik judge, want dis die judge wat siek is. En dan kan jy ook kyk na die werkwoord en kyk of jy die werkwoord kan verander sonder dat dit 'n verskil gaan maak in die sin. So the original person called in sick, kan jy sê the original person was sick. En dan stop jy daar, sê vir stop, volgende vraag. How did it happen that Frank was elected the judge? Or elected to be the judge? So dan gaan jy terug en jy sê, okay, lees nou van hier af verder. He happened to be standing there at the judge's table. So dis een ding, hy was daar. Hoekom was hy daar? Asking for directions to the Coca-Cola wagon. So jou antwoord, kyk dan net mooi, jou antwoord is 2 punte. So maak dan seker jy sê al 2 goed. He was standing next to the table, asking for Coke, asking directions for the Coke wagon. En dan, vraag 3, what was the main reason that Frank accepted? So, and see if you can read the question and then rephrase it to yourself in your own mind. That is, I'm not sure how you find these kind of questions, if it's easy for you or you're struggling a bit, but it always helps if you can rephrase the question, then it means you understand it better. And then it makes it easier to see what you're looking for. Even though you might find it easy, I suggest that you start practicing to do it in this way, because when you get older and the exams start getting harder and they ask questions that you're like, wait, what exactly do they want here? If you get to that kind of thing, then you've already got good habits. Because I find a lot of the time, especially with language papers, people don't have good habits when it comes to exam writing. Julle kyk na die eksamen en gaan net, ek moet daai vraag antwoord, ek weet nie wat daai vraag is nie, volgende een, wat's daai vraag, ek weet nie, gaan aan. Dit gaan nie net oor antwoordvraag nie. Gebruik jou tyd en dink daaroor. Want as jy dit nou goeie gewoontes maak om die vraag te lees, terug te gaan na die teks toe, al weet jy wat die antwoord is, gaan kyk weer terug in die teks. Kyk na jou punte toekenning en maak seker dat jy die regte hoeveelheid goed skryf. So vir 2 punte moet jy 2 feite hê. En dan kyk of jy die vraag vir jouself kan stel in 'n ander manier. So hierso met hierdie vraag, what was the main reason that Frank accepted? Hoe kan ons dit in 'n ander manier sê? Why did Frank accept? So dink altyd aan jou basiese vraagwoorde. Who, where, when, how, why. En dan kyk jy, watter een van hierdie is actually wat hulle nou vra. So what was the reason is dieselfde as why. So, dan gaan jy terug na jou teks toe en jy vra vir jou leser, kan jy asseblief weer van hier af, hier by die hy, please read from there. En dan lees hy, he was assured by the judges that the chili wouldn't be all that spicy. So dit is die hoofrede. So why did he accept? They said the chili wouldn't be that spicy, and besides, he could have a free Coke during the tasting. So that's another reason, but it's not the main reason. Okay. And then you go back and write your answer. So I'm also not sure how you usually are for time, but honestly, I think sometimes it's better to leave out 1 or 2 questions than to rush throughout the test. Because if you're rushing throughout the test, nou ek aan my taal so verskriklik meng. As jy net so vinnig deur die toets gaan want jy wil klaarmaak en jy's bang jy gaan nie klaarmaak nie, dan maak mens simpel foute. Vat dit rustig, sodat jy elke sin vir jouself vra, wat beteken dit? Gaan soek die antwoord. Kyk na jou antwoord, kyk na die vraag. Het ek die vraag geantwoord? Ja, ek het. Awesome, volgende vraag. En dan sê vir jou leser, lees weer vir my daardie sin. Lees weer vir my daardie woord. Al moet sy dieselfde sin 10 keer oorlees, jy is in beheer. En ek vind baie keer as mense met skryf dis so half, okay, nou gaan ek maar aan. Sy werk vir jou. Jy moet vir haar sê wat om te doen. Okay, so hierso sê, quote a sentence. So, die ander ding is, maak vir jouself notas soos wat jy gaan. Met hierdie eerste 3 was dit nou nie regtig nodig nie, maar jy kan. Nou by 1.4 is dit baie belangrik dat jy sê quote a sentence. Want as jy nie 'n sin aanhaal nie, dan gaan jy nie die punt kry nie. Ook met, as hulle sê quote, dan moet jy quotation marks skryf. Ek weet nie hoe streng hulle is by jou skool nie, maar by baie skole, as jy nie quotation marks het nie, dan kry jy nie die punt nie. So onthou dit. Okay, quote one sentence from one of the scorecards. So ons kyk nou na die kaartjies wat hy het. To show that Frank is exaggerating. All right. So one sentence from one scorecard. Okay, hier is die scorecards. Chili 1, Mike's Monster Chili. Judge 1. A little heavy on tomato, amusing kick. Judge 2. Nice, smooth tomato flavor, very mild. Frank. What the hell? You could remove dried paint from your driveway with this. I hope that's the worst one. Okay, en dan die volgende een. So jy kan enige van hierdie goed kan jy quote. Want jy sal sien in elke een van hulle oorreageer hy. Almal sê net, "Oeg, dit was lekker, bla bla bla," en hy sê, "Wat? Ah! So jy kan quote, you could remove dried paint from your driveway with this. So die rede is, omdat dit figuurlik gebruik word en nie letterlik nie. So dit is dan 'n oordrywing. So he's exaggerating when he's using figurative speech. It's not literal. So Judge 1 and Judge 2 is very literal. They say exactly what it tastes like. Whereas he is making a comparison with dried paint from the driveway. So jy kan daardie deel quote. And then the next one, here Frank says, keep out of reach of children. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to taste besides pain. I had to wave off 2 people who wanted to give me the Heimlich remover. Of hierso, sê Frank, call the cops. Everyone knows this routine by now. Get me more Coke before I ignite. So he's being very figurative, which is exaggeration. Okay, so then the next one, what is the Heimlich maneuver? So very often in tests like this, you will find that not all of the questions are based on the text. They always ask a couple of things that is general knowledge. But just because you think it might be general knowledge, go check anyway. Because sometimes, I always say never answer from general knowledge unless they don't say it all. So gaan kyk altyd eers. So hierso as jy dit lees, dan sien jy hulle sê niks oor wat die Heimlich maneuver is nie. Dan kyk jy bietjie verder onder toe en jy sien en dan kyk jy nee, hieronder sê hulle ook niks nie. Want partykeer het hulle woordverklaringe onder aan die teks. En net dan as jy gekyk het en seker gemaak het dit is nie in die teks nie, dan kan jy jou eie general knowledge gebruik. Maar dit is net vir as hulle regtig nie sê nie. En dan die belangrike ding ook, as jy nou hierdie vraag 1.5 lees, vat jou pen en elke keer as daar 'n voegwoord is, soos en, of maar, of want, maak 'n groot sirkel rondom hom. Want dit gaan jou antwoord beïnvloed. Okay, so here, what is a Heimlich maneuver? And, so there's 2 things you have to say. So circle that and so that you can remember to say both things. And then when you wrote your answer down, go read the question again and make sure there was 2 things. Did I write 2 things? Okay, So, I don't know if you know the Heimlich maneuver. It is when you grab someone from behind and I almost want to say punch them in the chest and squeeze their chest so that whatever they're choking on can come out. And when do you usually do it? When somebody is choking. Jy kan ook probeer om as daar 'n binne in die vraag is om dit in 2 sinne te skryf, want dan maak dit makliker om te sien ek het 2 goed voor my. Okay, what do all the chili names have in common? So nou gaan kyk ons na die chili names. So sê vir haar, please read this, please read this, please read this. En dan sal jy sien hier soos Mike's Monster Chili, Arthur's Afterburner Chili, Fred's Fire Chili, Susan's Screaming Chili, Helen's Hell Chili. Wow, ek is bly ek hoef dit nie te eet nie. So daar's 'n paar goed wat hulle in common het en dit maak nie saak watter een dit sê nie. So wat vir my opval is dit begin met mense se name. So each chili is named after a person. The other thing that they have in common is alliteration. So alliteration is repeating vowel sounds. So here, well, okay, alliteration in this case, Arthur's Afterburn, and here it is, oh God, daar sê ek het nou verkeerd om. Mike's Monster Alliterasie, Arthur's Afterburn Assonansie. Ek weet nie of jy die mekaar raak tussen die twee nie en ek gaan nou weer 'n bietjie kyk na die in 'n ander video, kyk na die poetry se goeters, die gedigte se terme, maar alliterasie het 'n harder l, so dat jy hoor, daar hoor jy dadelik 'n konsonant. So dis as konsonante herhaal. Arthur's Afterburn is assonansie. So dis, ek weet die S is ook 'n konsonant, maar dit klink sagter. En gewoonlik is die vowels, die klinkers, is gewoonlik sagter klanke. Dis hoe ek het altyd onthou. Miskien het jy dit nodig, miskien nie. Jou keuse. Okay, en dan Frank says, call the cops. Okay, so dis net 'n statement, dit het niks met die vraag, so who do you think should they actually be calling? So he says call the cops, but who should actually be called? Because the cops has got nothing to do with this. So then go back to the text. If you don't know where it was, I'm very skilled with finding the words. I love word searches. Dis 'n goeie idee vir jou om word searches te doen, weet jy dit? Net so by the way. En vlug lees. So then you can tell her, so that one we've read completely. This, then you can tell her, please read through this one. But they've already asked about the Heimlich maneuver, so it must be in the next one, because they usually go next question, next paragraph, next paragraph. Okay, so Judge 1 says, excellent firehouse chili. A beanie chili, a bit salty, good use of red peppers. And then say, Frank, call the cops. Everyone knows the routine by now. Get me more Coke before I ignite. Okay, so here you have to think a little bit. Are the cops going to be working? Because, so think about the words that they use here. Fire chili, excellent firehouse chili. Before I ignite, so voordat ek ontplof. So the cops won't work for that, but the firefighters will. So who are they supposed to call? The fireman. And then what does that symbol mean in the context of the passage? That's why I said don't just go, oh, I know that symbol, and write it down. Go look, how do they use it? So this, we use it as a hashtag these days, but before it was a hashtag, it is actually, that sign is called an octothorpe. Octo, because it's got 8 thingies. Dis is 2, as jy so die streepies eindig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So dis 8 eindes van streepies. So dis octothorpe. Ek dink nie jy sal ooit enige iemand dit weer vir jou vra nie, maar nou weet jy. En ons het dit gebruik, of mens kan dit pound noem, the pound key. Ek weet nie of jy al gehoor het as jy mense sê press the pound key. So dis die 3 woorde vir daai selfde teken. Pound, hashtag of octothorpe. En voordat dit 'n hashtag geword het op die internet, beteken dit nommer. So ek gebruik dit baie keer as ek wiskunde, dan skryf ek net so 'n nommer. So dit is wat dit beteken. So, as jy nie weet nie, en in elk geval moet jy gaan kyk in die teks, nou sien jy hierso dit sê, Judge 1, Chili 1, Chili 2, Chili 3, so daai een voor beteken nommer, so Chili number 1, Chili number 2, Chili number 3. Alright. And then with Chili number 4, Judge 2 says, ho hum. What does that imply? So enige keer as hulle vir jou vra, what does that imply? Beteken dit basies, hoekom, wat beteken dit? What does it mean? Okay. What does it mean? Jy kan ook daaraan dink aan, hoekom het hy spesifiek daardie woorde gebruik, en nie ander woorde nie? Wat het hulle gesê? Judge, dit was Chili 4, right? Judge 1. Judge 2. So Judge 2 says, ho hum tastes as if the chief literally threw a can of, it threw in, yes, ek lees verskriklik swak, sorry, dis hoekom ek nie 'n leser is nie. Ho hum tastes as if the chef literally threw in a can of chili peppers. So why does he say ho hum? Because his mouth is really burning. Jy kan sê enige tyd as mense, ons noem daai klein woordjies wat so tussenin kom, 'n interjection. So 'n interjection is soos, wow, ho hum, alhoewel ek nog nooit daai ene gehoor het nie, of oh my word. Dit is interjections. So mense gebruik interjections for emphasis, om iets te beklemtoon. So he's emphasizing that the chili is very hot. And then if you look at that and you're like, I don't know why he's saying ho hum, then literally just read the sentence and tell me what he says. What do you think he's saying about the chili? So then forget about ho hum and read the rest and decide, what is this guy trying to say about the chili? And then write that down as your answer. Okay, why is Judge 2 concerned about Judge 3? Don't quote directly. Okay, moet nooit directly quote, behalwe as hulle vir jou sê jy moet nie. So, why is Judge 2 concerned about Judge 3? So kom ons gaan kyk. So dit is nog in dieselfde een hierso. Hierso begin hulle almal met mekaar praat. So Judge 2, it tastes as if the chef literally threw in a can of chili peppers. I should note that I'm worried about Judge 3. Why? Look at the next section. Next sentence, the next section. Yeah. He appears to be in a bit of distress. He is cursing uncontrollably. Okay, so you will see that if we go back to the question, that the question was for 2 marks. So 1, now we're not quoting, so we have to change words. So when you're not quoting, you can use the same sentence, but you just need to change a couple of words. So Judge 3, sê jy in plaas van hy, he appears to be in a bit of distress. So Judge 3 seems to be or looks like he is, wat kan ons sê vir distress? He is struggling of he is in a lot of pain. As jy nie aan 'n ander manier kan dink om dit te sê nie, gaan verander die werkwoord, gaan verander die Judge 3, of die he na die Judge 3 toe, en dan het jy mos genoeg verander dat dit nie meer 'n direkte quote is nie. En dit was die eerste een, dit was vir 2 punte, so die tweede een is, he is cursing uncontrollably. So, how can you say cursing in a different way? We can say, Judge 3 is using swear words. Okay. Dan, wat is die volgende woord? Hierdie ding gaan so op en af. Okay. Quote a sentence that indicates that Judge 3 has no taste anymore. Okay, so jy kan dan net weer daar gaan soek. What does the last sentence mean? Poor Frank. Wonder how he'd have reacted to a really hot chili. So what do you think they mean by this? Let's go look. Because then go back to your reader and say, read this one. Okay, so here, Judge 1 says, a perfect ending. This is nice, blended chili, safe for all, not too bold, but spicy enough to declare its existence. Judge 2, this final entry is good, balanced chili, neither too mild nor too hot. Sorry to see that most of it was lost when Judge 3 passed out, fell over, and pulled the chili pot down on top of himself. Frank, editor's note. Judge 3 was unable to report. Poor Frank. Wonder how he'd have reacted to a really hot chili. So, the question, what does the last sentence mean? So the other way that we can phrase this is, why is the writer using the sentence? Why did he say that? What is he meaning by it? So first of all, I think he's sarcastic because everyone else said that the chili wasn't that hot. So he was being sarcastic and he was mocking him. That's what I think the last question means. So the last question means, so it means 2 things. It means that the chilies weren't really that hot, that Frank exaggerated, we already know that from a previous question, and the writer is mocking him. So that's what I would say about that one. If you are unsure and you've got, like I just said, 3 things, but we never know exactly which part of which sentence is going to be the one that they give the mark to. So if you want to say more, please say more. Rather say too much than too little. So who wrote Frank's last comment? And then the next question is, why did he write that? So editor's note. So who is the editor? Who wrote that? So it could be the editor of the person who edited the text. It could be the journalist who wrote the article and then said Judge 3 was unable to report. Just saying why, basically explaining why don't we have what he said in here. Because we added in, because he wasn't there. So it's basically the person who wrote the article who's telling you something in brackets. Okay, so I hope that helped. It's very difficult with comprehension tests to actually go through and like teach you how to do it. The best way is to do a couple of them and practice sort of with someone reading it to you, and practice rephrasing questions so that you can go, what does that mean exactly? Why are they asking me this? Okay, so I think that is that for this video. It's already longer than I wanted it to be, but I do talk too much sometimes, don't I? And then I'll make you some more videos about the English.